In his place was a predator who viewed me as prey. If I didn't move fast, the enforcement guys from Sterling and Crane would be the least of my worries. The bank would freeze my accounts, and the DA would be looking at me for bank fraud. I couldn't go to the Seattle PD just yet. Julian was smart. He'd spent years mimicking my signature on birthday cards and documents. He'd likely forged the digital keys I used for my accounting business. Without a confession, it would be my word against a mountain of forged evidence. I needed a confession. I needed Julian to admit, in his own arrogant voice, that he had framed me. But Julian was in the wind. He wouldn't answer my texts. He wouldn't talk to a lawyer. Hollywood, I had to play a different game. I needed to dangle the one thing Julian could never turn down, the promise of a bigger score. Before we continue, take a second and share your thoughts so far on this story below. I read every single one. If you were in my shoes facing a brother who shattered your life like that glass, would you still try to protect him, or would you go for the jugular? I reached out to an old contact from my days auditing tech firms, a woman named Sarah who had transitioned into high-end corporate security. She introduced me to a man known simply as Marcus. Marcus wasn't your typical PI with a trench coat and a Nikon. He was a social engineer. He specialized in finding people who didn't want to be found and convincing them to walk right into a trap. Marcus tracked Julian within 48 hours. My brother hadn't gone on a spiritual retreat. He was holed up in a mid-range rental house in Portland, Oregon, using a burner phone and likely looking for his next mark to fund his lifestyle. He was laying low, but predators like Julian can't stay quiet for long. They need the rush of the con. We created a whale. We invented a fictional venture capitalist named Mr. Sterling, a cheeky nod to the guys chasing me, who was looking to offshore some gray market capital into distressed Pacific Northwest real estate. We needed someone who looked like a high roller but moved like a ghost. I funded the sting. It cost me nearly $15,000 to set up the office, the rentals, and Marcus's wardrobe. It was the last of my liquid savings, but I knew if this didn't work, I'd be losing everything anyway. Marcus, his dressed in a bespoke suit that screamed old money, started frequenting the high-end hotel bars in Portland where Julian was spotted. He played it perfectly. He didn't approach Julian. He let Julian approach him. Within 3 days, Julian, starved for the spotlight and short on cash, was sitting across from Marcus at the Nines Hotel bar, pitching himself as a fixer who knew how to move money through secure family channels. He didn't know the hotel suite Marcus had rented was wired with 3